Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the protein drug binding. This is Kamlesh Mani, Assistant Professor working at Department of Pharmaceutics at R.C. Patel Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Shirpur, Maharashtra. The content of this video is like introduction, mechanism of drug protein binding, classes of drug binding. That is the first binding of drug to the blood component, and second is the binding of drug to the extravascular tissue protein. Right, and at the last we discuss about the difference between plasma protein drug binding and tissue drug binding. Now we see the introduction. Basically, protein drug binding is what? It is a phenomenon of complex formation. The complex formation between drug and protein, that is called as a protein drug binding. Basically, it is a complex formation, right? The protein are responsible for this many for such interactions, right? And the drug can interact with the several tissue components once it reach into the absorption site. So, on the basis of binding of drug, it classify into two types, right? First is a binding of drug to the blood component, and second, binding of drug to the extravascular tissue, right? So blood component like a plasma protein and blood cells, whereas extravascular tissue is a protein, fats and bone. Now on the basis of binding of protein, the protein binding is classified into two types. First one is the intracellular binding, second is the extracellular binding. Intracellular binding is what? Drug bind to the cell which present inside the cell, right? That so it show the pharmacological effect, right? And that type of cell or receptor we call as a primary receptor. Whereas extracellular binding, the drug binding to the outer surface of cell, right? And it does not show any pharmacological effect. That type of receptor we call as a secondary or silent receptor, right? Why? Because it does not show any pharmacological effect. That's why they call as a secondary or silent receptor. Now we move toward the mechanism of protein drug binding. The binding of drug to the protein is generally of reversible or irreversible process, right? The binding of drug to the protein is a reversible or irreversible process. Reversible process in this case if it having a weak chemical bond such as hydrogen bond, hydrophobic bond, ionic bond or van der Waals process. These are the weak bonds. That's why the bond is a these are the weak bonds. That's why the complex is a reversible, right? In case of irreversible binding, there is a covalent binding, right? As we know, covalent bond is the strongest bond. So what it is a one like a permanent bonding, right? So that's why it is a reason for the carcinogenicity or tissue toxicity in a toxicity of drug. For example, paracetamol metabolite cause the hepatotoxicity, right? In irreversible binding, right? So this is in a graphical sketch we can see the drug get absorbed in body, right? Then it come into plasma. In plasma they may bind to the drug protein, plasma proteins, right? And some the free drug which available in plasma that can show the pharmacological effect or response. So what is the conclusion? The free drug can show the effect, right? If drug bind to the protein, then it is not free to bind the receptor. That's why this type of drug not show the pharmacological effect. Now the binding of drug to the blood component, right? This is the first class, right? In this there are two components. First one is the plasma protein drug binding, and second is the binding of drug to the blood cells. First we see the plasma protein drug binding, right? Basically what? The plasma protein drug binding is a reversible process, right? Because it is having a weak chemical bond, right? So it is a reversible process. The extent and order of binding of drug to the plasma protein is like albumin having a largest capacity for binding as compared to the alpha acid glycoproteins, which having greater binding capacity as compared to the lipoproteins, and at the last globulins, right? The globulins having a very less binding capacity. Now second, the binding of drug to the human serum albumin, right? So what human serum albumin? It is the most abundant plasma protein available in our body, human body, right? The concentration of albumin is near about 59%, right? So it is abundant in concentration, and it having a molecular weight near about 65,000 daltons, right? This human serum albumin having a large drug binding capacity, right? As a concentration is more, right? And this human serum albumin is susceptible for binding as an endogenous substance as well as exogenous substance. So all types of drug can bind to the human serum albumin, whether it is acidic, neutral or basic. All type of drug can bind to the human serum albumin, right? Here you can see there are different 4 sites for a binding which available with the human serum albumin, right? First site is a warfarin azopropazone binding site. Second site is a diazepam binding site. Third site is a digitoxin binding site, and fourth one is a tamoxifen binding site, right? These are the 4 sites which are present on albumin, right? Out of these 4, first and second is a major binding sites, right? Most of drug bind to the site 1 or site 2. Very less amount of drug bind to the site 3 and site 4. Now next, the binding of drug to the alpha acid glycoproteins. It has a molecular weight near about 44,000, and the plasma concentration of these proteins is like 0.04 to 0.1%. It is a very less concentration, and the drug, mostly the basic drug, bind to the alpha acid glycoproteins, right? For example, imipramine, lidocaine, propranolol or quinidine. Then the binding of drug to the lipoproteins. Lipoproteins are amphiphilic in nature, right? And the lipoproteins has less concentration as compared to the human serum albumin and alpha acid glycoproteins. They are having a less concentration as compared to this 2-1, right? Then the molecular of lipoproteins is between 2 lakhs to 34 lakhs, right? And they are having a amphiphilic in nature. So on the basis of their density, the lipoprotein classified into the chalaemicron, very low density proteins, low density lipoproteins, and last high density lipoproteins. In this figure you can see it is amphiphilic in nature, so it having a lipophilic core as well as a hydrophilic core, right? Lipophilic core consists triglyceride and cholesterol ester, whereas hydrophilic apoproteins consist free cholesterol and proteins. That's why it is called as a amphiphilic in nature, which having a both characteristic, hydrophilic as well as a lipophilic. Now the binding of drug to the globulins. It mainly bind to the endogenous substance. This the characteristics of globulins, right? It mainly bind to the endogenous substance. Endogenous substance means, for example, fatty acids, bilirubin, the substance which created itself by the body. Then the plasma, in plasma, several globulins are identified, as we can see in this table. The alpha acid, alpha 1 globulins bind to the steroidal drugs. Then alpha 2 globulins bind to the vitamin A, D, E, K. Beta 1 globulins bind to the ferrous iron. Beta 2 globulins bind to the carotenoid. Gamma globulins bind to the antigen, right? So this is about the globulins. Now we move toward the second major factor or second component, that is the binding of drug to the blood cells, right? basically what in blood 40% of blood cells, of which major component is RBC, right? In our body, the 40% of blood cell available in, right, and out of this 40% blood cell, the major factor is a RBC, which having concentration near about, or it is a in percent of 95%, right? RBC is a 500 times in diameter as the albumin. So what, it is having a greater size than the albumin, right? The rate and extent of entry of drug into the RBC, it is more easy for the lipophilic drug. Means what, the lipophilic drug easily enter into RBC as compared to the hydrophilic, or hydrophilic drug moiety not enter into the RBC. That's why the RBC drug binding is a more significant. You can see the RBC having a 3 main components. First one is a hemoglobin, carbonyl anhydrase, cell membrane, right? The hemoglobin, the drug like phenytoin, phenobarbital bind to the hemoglobins, and the acetazolamide or chlorthalidone like drug bind to the carbonyl anhydrase, whereas imipramine, chlorpromazine like drug bind to the RBC membrane, right? Now the next factor or next component is the binding of drug to the extravascular tissue, right? The tissue drug binding is more significant because the body tissue comprise 40% of total body weight, which is 100 times that of the human serum albumin. What? That's why it is a more significant, because it is a near about 100 times greater than the human serum albumin, right? And in an extravascular tissue, what, there is a covalent bonding. So it is a covalent, that is the strongest bond. So it is like a permanent bond, right? So that make that process or complex is irreversible. Once it's bound, it's bound. In this case, the apparent volume of distribution is increases. Then the tissue act as a storage set of drug, as it is a permanent or irreversible process. So once drug get attached to the particular tissue, it's remain at that site, right? So that's why the particular tissue act as a storage site for that drug. Then the localization of drug in tissue, it is a depend on the various factors like lipophilicity, structural features of drug, that is affinity of drug, particular affinity of drug toward the tissue, perfusion rate of that particular organ, or pH difference at particular site. These are the factors that affect the localization of drug at particular tissue, or drug binding at particular tissue. Now the order of binding of drug to the extravascular tissue is like liver having largest extravascular bonding as compared to the kidney, lungs and muscles. So, and it also seen that the hair, bone, fats and nucleic acid also susceptible for the extravascular tissue binding. These are some example like liver, the extravascular binding of drug to the liver result in hepatotoxicity, right? Then kidney, renal accumulation toxicity, eye, in case of eye there is a retinopathy, in case of bone there is a yellow discoloration, or in case of teeth there is a yellow discoloration of teeth, in case of nucleic acid there is a DNA structure changes, right? At the last, this is the difference between plasma protein drug binding and tissue drug binding, right? It is a big bond in plasma protein, whereas it is the strongest bond. Small apparent volume of distribution, here large volume of distribution. In case of plasma protein, short half-life. In case of tissue drug binding, long half-life. Then here no toxicity, here toxicity, right? The competition. In case of plasma protein, in case of tissue binding, there is no competitions. So these are the reference for these videos. Thank you. If you like this video, please like the video, share and subscribe the channel for more updates. Thank you.